Woohoo, we are live. Welcome to a live late night Christmas Eve watch party. I am joined right now with the one, the only, Brihana Davidson. Say hello.
Hello.
Well, thank you for coming on, Brihana. So we're here just because some interesting news popped just a few hours ago, I guess it was.
Yeah, it was right around 12 my time, I think.
So to set the scene, here I was posting we were looking at a bunch of new pictures, which maybe I'll talk about tomorrow. More season 3, everything's getting spoiled. And it's like, we're all like, wow, a lot's coming out. And then basically someone, I think, replied essentially to two of us, did you see the new video about the new release or something? And we're like, what is he talking about? Then he tagged us. And so here, let's look over what it is. So we tagged to this tweet. This is from someone in Brazil. So, and it has this video that this guy had. Here we go. So I'm going to play the video real quick.
Too long.
Send it to the internet!
Well, here we're on the internet and it was received, I think.
Yeah.
So there we go. Johnny hacks into Netflix. He's looking at January 8th. He can read Portuguese.
Well, I mean, this and this one actually, I guess, is Spanish. I was corrected on that. This was the Latin American.
Oh.
It was just one of the international.
Someone said internet. I didn't know because I thought this was Brazil. The account was
right, and I did the same thing because it was coming from Cobra Kai Brazil. I was like, okay, that must be Portuguese because I translated the tweet, which I knew was in Portuguese. Right. But yeah, 8 de enero.
Which, okay, so Spanish. So I said that on my video, so people are going to correct me on that. But okay, so he picked up a little from Miguel and Carmen.
Right.
And then he goes in, picked up some science from Dimitri, and then changed it to the 1st. The 1st of January. So it looks like the story on this video is from what we've been told here is that it was tweeted by the Instagram, right? So the Netflix Instagram International, whatever the account, and then quickly deleted, but someone saw it and had the quick hands, the quick fingers to basically screen record it, and then has now reposted this. And it's gotten through to us, and now here we are talking to you guys.
Right.
So I see some people in the chat asking, yes. So it looks like January 1st. As we've been saying, if you've listened to me, if you follow either of us on Twitter, Instagram, in Facebook groups, everyone has been pointing out the trailer, which originally said January 8th. Has been changed, and they were just saying January, and it was really weird, and they were playing Auld Lang Syne, and they were saying kickstart the new year, and it's, well, why aren't you saying the exact day? And it was very strange, and people were concluding the date's going to change because otherwise they would be out there saying it. They would be saying January 8th, and everyone has been suspecting the 1st.
Right. Because it would be the logical, and I mean, they've been dropping hints. He said that Hurwitz said that the whole season would drop at once, and then he said that we could binge it on the 8th if we wanted to.
Yeah, that was just earlier today, right? Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. I see a lot of people in the chat still saying, they don't know if this is legit. They don't know if this is real. We still don't know when it's releasing. This footage has never been seen before. This was filmed specifically for this purpose.
Yeah, he's sitting here in his...
This is Netflix. This is 100% real.
You know, that's Johnny talking like, oh, too late, or what does he say?
Too long. Oh, I don't know.
Too long. You know, like too long a wait.
Right. Yeah.
You know? So yeah, that's it's definitely real. Like this isn't a fake. You know, we can spot a fake.
Right. Yeah, the clip says season 3, January 8th, but then it also shows Johnny typing. So when we go back to the screen, then it says January 1st. It's Johnny. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. What this is supposed to have been the end of is the marketing campaign that started with them having Johnny hack the Twitter account every few weeks. And taking control and tweeting out nonsense. And so we're supposed to believe that, and I even mentioned it a couple times, I'm like, so we're just supposed to believe Johnny's a hacker now? I mean, the guy that didn't even know what a laptop was? And this was supposed to be the end result of that. This was supposed to be the punchline, right? That
right.
After all this, Johnny was going to hack and change the release date for us. This was meant to be the culmination of a brilliant marketing plan that was handled horribly from the word go. Mm-hmm. And the reveal is rather anticlimactic, but it fits right in with the way everything else has been run. So
figure it's the cap to the year, right? So, but once January 1st hits, everything will be good.
There's season 3 is just freaking cursed, man. It's just, maybe it's how the myth is that a human being can't look at the face of God. We'd go insane because we can't handle perfection. Maybe this is the universe saying, we can't handle season 3. I don't know.
It's so great. It's so great. God is intervening just to mess it up a little, to just, throw in a little bit of bumps in the road.
To keep the perfection from driving us insane. Yeah. Okay, Marco, you can, shut up for a while. The point that I wanted to make, and one of the reasons why, because when we first, when this first dropped, you and I were talking, and Peter was up with us, and we were chatting at the time, and it's like, what do we even do with this?
Right, yeah.
Obviously we're not supposed to have it. We didn't even think we were supposed to have the freaking IMDb photos that got leaked all over the place, to where, most of the episodes have thumbnails now, and we know exactly which episode which photo is in. And it's like, I was joking about it being Giftgate 2.0.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And
for people who don't know, Giftgate in season 2, go ahead and explain, Brihana.
A week before season 2, someone at YouTube pushed the wrong button and released all the gifts to Giphy a week early, and dumped the entire season in GIF form on us.
Kind of like watching
a random Tuesday morning.
Watching a guitar solo or whatever on Instagram stories, right? Just like watching.
Oh my god!
Season.
Oh my god! Yes. Pretty well. But I mean, I feel bad because I know it's information we're not supposed to have. I know this was supposed to be a huge deal. This was supposed to be a payoff. Netflix has been gaslighting this fandom for the last 2 weeks, and they've been making the big 3 do it to us too. And this was supposed to be the thing that was going to make it all worth it. Because if we had seen this during the day, like we're supposed to, then we're all excited and we're all happy. And, oh my God, all sins are forgiven, all debts are forgiven, whatever. And instead, someone at Netflix pushes the wrong button on the Latin American social media, and we get it by accident at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm. And here we are now past midnight in America,
Right.
or what, get live on the channel. First time I've been live at this hour of the day. Thank you. Almost 200 people who are in, by the way.
Right?
So just, a little reaction. But in the end, I think it is exciting. The one question I've had from the beginning when we were first thinking, is this going to be a January 1st release, is like, I mean, I guess like it's like everyone's up celebrating New Year's, right? Like I had for literally since season, well, literally actually even before season 2 came out, I have imagined the release of season 3, like having this big countdown and everything. And like, it feels like having it with New Year's. I mean, yeah, you can celebrate both, but like from a reality standpoint, a lot of people are going to be celebrating New Year's. Like, I don't know if people are going to be flipping on Netflix when the clock strikes.
How many people are going to be passed out cold come, midnight Pacific or midnight Pacific time?
Yeah,
right.
It takes away a little bit, and it's something I mentioned to you almost a year ago now, when we were talking about like when season 2 dropped. It's like, what were you doing? Well, I was just sitting on my couch refreshing Twitter, waiting for it. It was like, it was dull. So
right.
I was always looking, for over a year, how can we make that moment when it drops a little more exciting? But now that you have New Year's going on with it, you can't really make an event for the minute it drops, at least the way I'm seeing it.
Right. I mean, we'd been talking about it off and on for a year, and I was looking very forward to one of the main reasons that I wanted the freaking solid date was so we could get that thing put together.
Yeah.
Right. So we could have our big, huge pre-release party and bring the fandom all together. And
I know. And the funny thing is, I would have started planning this back in November. I had stuff going on. As you remember, I went about almost a whole month here without a video. And I was
so
thinking
did we, because Peter had the baby.
Right. Yeah. Peter had the baby. And, so we all had stuff going on. And I was thinking, once I was getting back up, okay, we'll get into this. And then literally, like, the trailer dropped a day after I get my computer and stuff. And then boom, the release date went away. And so now it's like, it's been 2 weeks or however long now of, uncertainty, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I don't know. They probably won't pay any attention to it because they're, them. But a pro tip for Netflix moving forward, if you decide that you want to move a release date, leave the original date on all the marketing materials, because it's kind of hard to buy the whole Johnny hacked to change it thing when you've been taking the date off of everything for the last 3 weeks. Also, when you start taking the date off things, when you pull down the video teaser that was made specifically to give us the date January 8th while we are watching the full trailer, and put it back up afterwards with the January 8th gone, and you're doing this to a fandom that has been lied to and gaslit and screwed with for the last 18 months, we're going to notice. Mm-hmm. And we're going to get upset. Mm-hmm. And screwing with your fandom is not exactly the best way to build one. That's my opinion.
I mean, definitely those of us who were most plugged in, saw something was up, saw what was going on, and were getting frustrated. Those of us, who would be the ones taking off work because, we did want to do that. And I recognize, like, as I said in the video, if you watched it, I got like 10,000 comments of people telling me, dude, it's January 8th. How do you not know that? And like, no, it's not. I can see the writing on the wall. So, but it's kind of like, I guess it's probably going to be okay for the vast majority, but for those of us, especially us content creators, as Drew said, Cobra Kai Kid, as like a content creator, I need to know just so I can plan. You want to plan things around.
Right. Zach, I have been here since May 5th of 2018. I have been part of proper fandoms since 1998. I know what I'm talking about.
Many would say, in fact, wasn't it you, Brihana? I wasn't here then, but you said like the next day we're going to have to build this fandom from the ground up.
Yes. I said that on Twitter on May 5th, 2018. Because we didn't get a fandom in 1984. So we would need to build one. But the other thing that I've seen, and I saw it immediately on Twitter tonight, and it's people turning around and jumping on the big three. And that is another thing that I absolutely will not abide. John Hurwitz, Josh Heald, Hayden Schlossberg had nothing to do with this. Leave them alone. And if anything, I would imagine that they're probably upset as hell that all of this happened tonight. Hayden was joking off the photos getting released on IMDb.
Right.
Hayden's gonna Hayden, but this is their baby, and this is not the way it was supposed to be delivered. So they're upset too. And I mean, just leave them alone. Stop yelling at them. Without them, we don't have this.
Right. And ultimately after, they've finished the show back in March, right? So they finished, season 3 was finished early to mid-March, okay, so now it moved to Netflix, but for them, it gets sent over to marketing department,
Mm-hmm.
I've never had the intelligence to work in marketing. That's something I don't, so it
doesn't take that much.
Yeah, right.
I've done it. So it doesn't take much because I did it.
It's okay. So it's just the marketing people, they came up with this idea and how to execute it. I'm sure it sounded great to them. For, like I said, and I think for the most of you, like I know some of you in here are like, come on, or whatever. I think for most people, like it's a happy thing. I think where Brihana's coming from is when you're really invested in it. Like from what I've said, Cobra Kai Kid has said this on his video, when you're really invested in it and trying to put out content for everyone else for the fandom and stuff, it got really frustrated. And especially, there are people who have to request off work, and you got to know when to do that. And you have restrictions on, because some people are like, well, I need to know 3 weeks in advance when you're going to take, stuff like that. And so that's where Brihana is coming from here. The one who has been in here from literally from day one. She was literally a day one and built this up and is trying to incorporate it into her own life and put out content for everyone else. So that's definitely where all this frustration comes from. But one thing I'm often certain about is ultimately when January 1st does come, this will be forgotten, I think we'll move on. So it's just one of these in the moment things.
Right. And I mean, I always knew, like I would tell people, I'm sure they're moving it up. I'm sure they're doing it for a good reason. I'm sure they think they're doing something wonderful for us, but they're just doing it very wrong. We've been lied to by so many companies for so long. It just kind of sucked that they thought it would be fun to do it again. And yeah, if they'd left the date on knowing that they were going to move it, they'd have still been lying to us, but that would have been completely different. It was when they started taking stuff down in front of our eyes and then pretending they weren't.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. I mean, for the most part, it's a good thing.
Right.
We have been waiting now. Let me check this out here. We have been waiting now. Give me like 2 seconds.
Hold on. I'm gonna play the video again for new people who just came in. Wait, no. Yeah. Guys, I'm gonna play this again so you can watch it.
Nah, too long.
So there you go. Johnny hacked
Send
in.
it to the internet.
He hacked in and he changed the date from January 8th. He said 8th. Johnny deleted that and made it January 1st. So we can thank Johnny. So the release date is January 1st, New Year's Day. So that's what happened. This was put out by the Netflix International or Latin America International Instagram account on accident. They deleted it quickly, but somebody, and honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it was this account or who, but was able to grab it before it got deleted. It's probably going to release tomorrow, I suspect, especially at this point now that it's out there. But so the release date is moved from January 8th to the 1st.
Right. We've been waiting at this point for 610 days, 3 hours, 42 minutes, and 29 seconds. But
how many seconds?
According to Zach, I'm not a real fan. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So,
MobyCat, are you sure it's an accident? Yeah, because it was sent out and then deleted. Probably what they were trying to do is schedule the post or something for whenever it's supposed to go. I assume they do that. They get it ready and then they schedule it so that way it shoots everywhere across the world at the same time. But instead of like hit schedule, someone just hit, send. I mean, I assume literally that's what happened. Then realized it and then quickly deleted it.
Right. But it was, it was up long enough. Anything that hits the internet for any amount of time is going to be up long enough for somebody to grab it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we could have, and we did discuss, ignoring it, deflecting, pretend it didn't happen, whatever. But then we'd have been no better than Netflix has been to us. And I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, there was a moment we as we said, we were just unsure. Well, am I going to talk about it or not talk about it? And I know there's some other, I think, content creators have got out there. Obviously, the international, we're English, but the international people are putting it out there too. So, it's now gotten out there across the globe.
Yeah. I mean, there's other content creators here on YouTube have already picked it up and run with it. Pretending that it didn't happen isn't going to change the fact that it did. So this is where we are, and we've got a January 1st release date, and that's good, right? 7 days from now, but 45 minutes ago, we're going to be watching it. That's pretty freaking amazing. Or 8 days from now.
8 days, yeah. I'm like looking, trying to figure out the
first my brain looked at the and thought it was the 25th. It's 2:45 in the morning. But 8 days from now we'll be watching it. We'll be halfway into episode 2. It'll be amazing. We will have forgotten all about this, but I really hope that social media intern at Netflix still has a job tomorrow morning. And I really hope that whoever is putting the stuff on IMDb still has a job tomorrow morning. And Netflix marketing needs to slow down a little bit and put a little bit more thought into what they're doing. That's all.
Yeah. I think we pretty much covered it all. I don't think. I mean, 25 minutes we hit. I think we hit the main points. There are some new picks that came out. I'll talk about them tomorrow. I may do another live stream in the morning. I don't feel like making a video on it. I feel like also I'm the one that starts these because I guess I shouldn't talk about it without it on the screen so people don't know. But okay, so there's picks anyway. Anything else, Brihana, that you want to add, or at least tell them how to find you?
Oh, I am the co-host, and he was going to be here with us, but he's got a newborn baby, and he's a mailman on New Year or on Christmas Eve, so he has to get up early to go to work. With co-host Peter, main host Peter, I'm the co-host. I said that completely backwards, of Cobra Kai Companion. We are an audio and moving into the video format podcast. We are on Apple Podcasts. We've got a YouTube channel, Cobra Kai Pod on Twitter, Cobra Kai Podcast on Instagram. We've got a page and a group on Facebook. And I am Brihana25 anywhere you may happen to look. Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, archive of our own, fanfiction.net.
So, and I think everyone here knows me. I did put out a video. It's about 2 minutes on this, where I just go through some of the same points I just brought here. That it changed. It's going to be on New Year's. It launches Pacific time, so it's going to be New Year's Pacific time. That's how Netflix does everything. So be ready for that. Depending on where you are in the world. I know. So we got some of the our Europeans on this because we're so late at night. But so you can figure it out when you then New Year's Day, midnight Pacific time is when you can expect it. I think that's all. Thank you everyone for coming in. Ooh, there we go. Okay. We'll take